everyone.
Hello. Hi.
I have $5. What are you going to do with this $5?
Drink coffee?
Got some beer?
Buy a lottery.
Pizza. Yes. But let me ask you something. Would you give up long life for this $5 a day?
What's the question again?
Would you give up long life for $5 a day?
Absolutely
No in Canada.
No.
Canada.
No in Canada.
But
No,
South Africa, yes.
no one in. Yes. So I'm going to tell you what I saw in Indonesia with this $5. I went to Kawaii volcano, which is located in Banyuwangi, Indonesia. So there, I saw horrible sight. That it was like hell. What was horrible was the people who were working in there, their lifespan was only 50 years. As compared with Canadians, it is 30 years shorter. Can you imagine why? Because of this. The yellow material is sulfur. The sulfur is essential to make cosmetics, fertilizers, salt, everything we use.
Karena sudah terbiasa kena kepanasan kawah itu.
Sampai kita sukses, kalau kita belum dapat pekerjaan lain, ya otomatis kita masih kuat, ya tetap kerja di sini. Kalau kita sudah nggak punya kemauan.
The gas of sulfur is so hazardous for our health. So it has shortened their lifespan. It's deadly work, and every day they carry 70 or 80 kilograms of sulfur, and they get only $5 a day. It is deadly work, but they can't stop working because it is all they can do there, and then it is the most lucrative job. And also, $5 is not enough to send their children to go to school. So their children also have to go to the volcano. And then this situation has been passed over many years. Why they have to do that? What about other countries? They are as desperate as people in Banyuwangi. 20,000 people die every single day because of poverty, hunger, and disease that are preventable. They are easily preventable. So, why is a half people hunger? There are several reasons. First, the unequal food distribution system. There are enough grain production to feed the world population 2 times over, but a third of total grain is consumed by cow. Because of this, hamburgers for beef. And then if there is surplus grain, government buys it and discards it to stabilize prices. Second, leaders of poor countries steal relief items and financial aid. There was a leader who made his country self-sufficient economy, but he was killed by leaders of other countries around his country. Because leaders used to the poverty for their personal benefit, steal the money, but if someone solved the problem, they wouldn't get any more aid. So they killed him. Third, neoliberalism. The poor gets poor, the rich get richer. We have money, we can buy something and sell something. We can do anything with money, we can learn. But the poor has nothing. They can't sell, they can't make anything. This is market. And there are still many reasons like wars, refugees, and colonial policy like that. It is so hard to solve. And so far, how have we helped so far? We used to give something, just give something. Well, for example, there is a homeless, and then go to the street, and then get some money, and then he goes to buy some food or go to casino, and then waste his own money, and then he goes back to the street and then to get some coin again. Basically, he does the same thing again and again in the street. Giving can't be a solution. So, how can you solve this problem? There is a practical way to solve this problem. If they can make something, they can earn money by themselves. They would not need any help from the outside world. In short, they must be independent to get something. Food, water, energy, things, whatever they need. There is a saying, don't give a fish, but teach them how to fish. But we need more here. Teach them how to make a fishing rod. That is the point of what I'm going to tell you. It is called appropriate technology, but it doesn't matter if you forget the name. Focus on the idea. So let me show you 5 examples to understand me. This is like a straw. It has some special filter, so if you suck the water through this straw, you can purify water, and it prevents waterborne disease. And then it's only $2, and then the life of this product is 1 year. So they don't need any water bottles from outside for 1 year. Particle system. You need only 2 pots with the space between filled with water and sand. And then when the water evaporates, it pulls heat from inside of the smaller pot. So these tomatoes last 21 days rather than 2 or 3 days without this technology. So they can sell fresh product longer in the market, so their income is increased. Sugarcane charcoal. People in Haiti used to use wood charcoal. But now, more than 90% of Haiti is deforested. So it is developed as an alternative to wood charcoal. It is easy to make, and they can material from the local area. So they solve the fuel problem. And the irrigation pump. It is very hard to irrigate without pump, and pump needs energy. But it is operated by a natural walking motion, so it doesn't need any energy. And the 1,500,000 people both in Bangladesh and elsewhere, so their yearly income has increased 3 times more. So it turns out they escaped from the absolute poverty. That's amazing. And then also it is manufactured by local people in local area. This is digital drone. Usually people in farming area, they can't access the information. It is hard to access. So it is operated by solar energy, and then it has some internet devices, so they can study. And this project is going on yellow parts and more. As you can see, this is not technology. Just something idea they can make independent and change. And also, if they can be independent, they don't need any help from the outside. So their lives also can change. If we don't know any about technology, it doesn't matter. The source of the technology is not important. It matters much more, it is appropriate for them. If I give a refrigerator, but they can't use it because there is no electricity to operate it, it is not appropriate. Appropriate means it should be fitted by local people, and it is able to make them independent and change. So the society, and by extension, the society and the country also can change. To figure out what is appropriate for them, our experience and your experience are very important. Because we live in the same world, and then we have similar experience, and we feel the same thing, even if we live in different area. So it should be together with people who majored various studies like engineering, design, society, humanities, cooperation, social enterprise, like that, everything. So our experience is very important. So you belong in somewhere. You belong in somewhere. It can be your workplace or your major. It can be anything. That is what you can do in your position. So I'm going to tell you what I did in Korea and Indonesia with this idea. This is the magazine. This is some magazine I brought. This is the British magazine, and it is not ordinary magazine. It is to help who needs to be independent, but it is not donation. Let me tell you how it works. At first, the British organization gives 10 copies of the magazine to homeless, and then they sell it and make money. And then they buy more with the money they made, and then they sell again. And then they continue to make a profit. And it is not donation, and then they can be independent. And then also, Angelina Jolie is the cover model. She donated her look and then her interview. And then every content is donated by some experts or students or some workers. If they want to donate their talent or their article, they can donate. And then also, the paper is donated by some paper company. And when I was in Indonesia, I taught computer skills like a project, so that they can create something like logos, posters, editing photos. So if they can get a job that is related with what I taught, I think it succeeded teach them how to make a fishing rod. And then when I was in Banyangi, we built a library. So they can access the library and then study. Then I think the only way they can escape escape from the sulfur is education. Have you heard about talent donation? No. Like this magazine, you can give your talent. You can teach your talent to someone. If someone needs your talent, you can donate your talent. So someone can be independent through teaching your talent. Everybody has something. You can share and you can spread your abilities. And last, I'd like to strongly recommend you go to the third world country in person. Seeing is believing. People usually want to go to the Europe or USA or some tourist attractions, but we spend a lot of energy to prepare it and go there. Why don't you bring your energy to the third world country at least once in your life, if you are able to take time off instead of going on vacation? And then I can say for sure, you will be experiencing a new world. And then go there, and then see them, how they live, what they need, what will be appropriate for them. And then feel their warm hearts. What do you feel with this picture? Do you feel sad or guilty?
Most of them.
Yes, we do. So sometimes we donate, but not for them, for us, to relieve our guilty. And then we stop listening to their stories. Why do we feel guilty? Because we see the poor from above, like this picture. We are pushing their shoulder, and then we are hoping them to be independent, and then to be happy, and then to be escaped from the poverty. They will not be comfortable forever unless we come down at their level. And we should come down at their level and then see them. And then you should remember that no one in the third world countries wants you to feel guilty or sad. We have to feel what they feel, not guilty. And then think about that, what will be appropriate for them, and then teach them how to make a fishing rod. You have anything, just a small thing you have, just the small things you can do anything, can change the world beautiful. So let me ask you one question. What is your fishing rod? Begin anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you. At first, I was thinking, oh, I had such a great opening. I'm so sad that I didn't get to do that. I'm nodding. Oh, that was a wonderful presentation. Wonderful. I learned so much. I had never heard of any of those technologies before. Great. Well, let's have some judges' comments for Sophia, and then I'll continue.
Okay, thanks. All right, so I guess I'll say first that great, no cards at all, just speaking without reading at all. That's amazing. You seemed very natural when you were talking, and you seemed really sincere about what you were saying, which was really great. The only thing is that with your topic, it's such a big topic, such an important topic, that there's just so much. It's so hard to really have a solution that I thought maybe that kind of happened a little bit in the middle because it's such a, you know, huge issue. But at the same time, at the end, you did really make a nice, strong ending, and you really closed. Because I sort of got a little confused with seeing is believing and appropriate technology, but you did tie it together quite well at the end, I thought. So it was really nice at the end. I like how you tried to move around with the coffee cup and drawing a picture up there, and that was really good. So yes, that's it. Thank you very much.
Sophia, did your presentation have a title? Was it poverty? Was there a title for it?
Appropriate technology for poverty.
Oh, appropriate, okay. I thought it was poverty in Africa, sorry, so that's helpful to know. Okay, so in terms of, yeah, what I really liked, first of all, exactly, you did it without any cards to reference, which is really tough to do, so good for you. And even when you had to think about things, you kept steady and going, so that's really tough and good. I'm glad to see that you made that effort. And also, I just found that it was, like Joe said, it was just so informative and packed with really interesting information. So I'm sure others would agree that we just learned a lot from your presentation and just some really important things. And I love the way you used the tools, like the $5 bill was an interesting way to start, and even the coffee cup, just to give some context. And then when you had the $5 bill and then you showed the video saying these people work and make $5 a day. So it really sort of anchored it in that. And also just, you know, using simple phrases that we've heard, like the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, which we've heard that, but that your presentation just again gave it to some context, and we were able to think, oh yeah, that's really true. And I love just some of your examples of the educational examples, like the, you know, the straw from the water and the walking pump, etc. In terms of a couple of suggestions for ways that you might be able to improve, and what as I said, I think in the last comment, is just sitting here, I'm realizing how important that title is. And so I think and it's the way it's taught, of course, and what the plans are, but if there's, you know, in the background, if there's a slide with, even when you do the dollar bill thing, with a slide that just has the title and even your name, then it's sort of a focus point when there isn't something else up there. So, and yeah, as far as the technology part, I don't know, like I was writing down here, but I love that seeing is believing. So maybe like a title, poverty, seeing is believing, was really big, and then there were so many ways that you brought it to life, just as an example. What else? Oh, and another comment too, that would probably apply a bit to all the presentations, but it is helpful to have like a consistent look and feel with slides. So if you have like, you know, similar colors or words in one color, just to sort of keep it going through. You use lots of different tools though, so that was almost a different approach which worked, but that's just something to share. And as far as what I would take away, I think just your point about how you need to teach people to be independent and give them the tools, and that will help reduce poverty. And also the Big Issue magazine, I hadn't heard of that. There's something similar in Toronto though, without the celebrity support. It's a similar concept, but that was much more elevated, having I think the paper donated and the Angelina Jolie, etc., donating their time for the picture. So well done. I learned a lot. Thank you very much.